Capital XTRA, what's going on? Robert Bruce in the studio right now. It's something very special, something very, very big. Every few years this comes around and it's like, these are the moments I'm going to remember for the rest of my life, man. In front of me right now, the top boys are in the building. Ashley Walters, Kano as well. Top boy, we're back again.
Yes.
How are we feeling, first and foremost? How are we feeling?
Do you know what got me? What you said in the intro was like, every 3 years, it comes around, I'm like, wow, we make people wait so long for the show, bro.
You know, this time
takes a long time.
Yeah,
it does take a long time to do, and this time is better than the 6-year wait. So,
So you'll take that.
yeah, so we take anything we'll take at this point, man. First and foremost, how have you been? How's the families? What was lockdown even looking like for the both of you?
Filming this.
Yeah,
Filming this, or just in your lives aside from this?
Nah, we was filming this.
You was filming this. Okay.
This was most of lockdown for us. Like, I think we got shut. We were meant to start. Lockdown happened. We got shut down for a month or so, and then we went into filming for like, I don't know, how long was it? Like 6 months, 7 months,
Yeah.
something like that. So we spent most of lockdown like filming and taking tests. To make sure we didn't have COVID. It was a lot of tests, man.
Yeah. But yeah, which was good because it got us out of the house and kept us creative and stuff like that. So it was kind of a blessing in a way.
Yeah, I hear that. I think your show at Drum Sheds, that was just before the lockdown, right?
Yeah, so I finished tour in February 2020. Went on holiday, my uncle's 60th in Jamaica.
Okay.
Came back March into lockdown.
Everything locked off.
Yeah. When I was over there, I was talking about this. No pasta on the shelf and this and that. What are you talking about? I'm in the pool with bare people. Got back, it was just like a ghost town when I landed. It was like, oh my God, we flew right back into lockdown. I think you was in St. Lucia, came back and locked down. It was just
you were
like...
both away as well. You're like, you got them holidays in though.
Yeah. So, it was just a whole new world, man.
Mm-hmm. And it's nice to be on this side of it as well. Actually, you did a big house move? How recent?
I bet it was a year ago now.
It was a year ago,
exactly. We did that in lockdown as well.
You did that in lockdown as well? That must have been
last year.
How was it?
It was hard work, man.
Yeah.
It was hard work. It was so much hard work. It's hard just to get there, man. Like to get to the position to actually get the house and whatever and just kind of getting everything together. But one of the best moves I've ever made.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Just seeing like the freedom, do you know what I mean? And the relaxation on the family's face. London can be an intense place. I love London. 100%. Obviously, I grew up here and whatever, but it's been a big dream of mine to kind of get out for many years now.
Yeah.
Like, just to have that space from it. To be able to actually appreciate it a bit more than when you're living in it. But yeah, it's been amazing.
London's hectic when you're right in the thick of it, man. It's so busy.
Well, look, that's all you get is like traffic, tube strikes, and all of them. But like, I just grin to myself sometimes.
Yeah.
I'm like, these Londoners, bro. They got it hard, bro. You know what I mean? It's this countryside where I am. So it's all good.
Nice. You got all like, do you have wild animals over there?
Wild animals? Well, we got.
Well, not wild, well, like, do you have animals? I've just moved out as well, innit?
Yeah.
We have deers walk around the area.
Yeah, you get all of that, man.
Yeah.
You get all of that. It's a mixture because it's kind of heavily wooded land and then the sea.
Okay.
As well, and the beach is like kind of right next to it. So it's nice. It's a nice contrast and some weird birds and things, guinea fowl and all them things they're turning up in my garden and that in the mornings. But it's nice. It's good.
That's it, man. Kano, you as well. You've had some.
This guy growing up.
This guy growing up. You've come a long way. You've had some sick moments during the lockdown as well. Rated awards. That performance, like...
Oh, just remember, as you said it.
I'm saying stuff has happened. How was that for you?
Yeah, again, so that we done that. Obviously done that in lockdown as well. And that was one of the first moments where I had inspiration to create something. You know what I mean? So obviously the song was off of the album and stuff, and we hadn't done a video for that one. And when the opportunity came up to do, they said they wasn't doing any award shows like normal, but they would like people to film something. We decided to like film a performance. I was like, okay, me and Anil just started thinking about this idea, and obviously everything had happened in America with George Floyd and stuff, and a lot of people was talking about, police brutality, and you know what was going on, and that idea just it sparked an idea, and that's really the themes that resonated. So we got to do that. So that was that was cool.
So impactful, so powerful, man. You got your business hat on as well. I see the rum line.
Yeah, we
everything.
got stuff. Yeah.
Was that a new venture for you, or something you've been planning for?
Something I've been working on for a while. You know what I mean? And again, lockdown just like upped it. You know what I mean? Just because I was around, had more time to think about other stuff. So that came about. So
it's been busy. Considering it was in the lockdown, it's been busy as well. Actually, I know you ain't left the gym. I'm sure there's. I know you ain't left the gym.
We were there this morning.
Yeah, I was there this morning. It is what it is, man. And it's like, it's one of those things, innit? It's just become lifestyle now.
Yeah, no, sick.
Like, I do try and take it easy sometimes, give myself a break, but just install this gym at home.
Yeah,
so it's just like, one of them ones. It's like it feels wrong not to use it because you spend so much money on building it or whatever. It's like, nah, I have to get up at 6 and go like I would any other time. But yeah, I love keeping fit, man. I love keeping fit. My lifestyle's changed a lot in the last 2 years. Like when it comes to drinking, I don't drink, I don't smoke. So, and I'm eating a lot different as well. So it's just become part and parcel of what I'm about. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to incorporate in my life now. I was going gym, It started the new year. I said, you know what? I've moved out, new life, just got married. I'm going to hit the gym because my missus is very disciplined when it comes to food and that. I went, what was it, a few weeks ago? I went, the next week I was in a sling, my arm. What they call it, DOMS or whatever. I thought I pulled a muscle over. I said, my arm's all up in a sling and that. I'm like, nah, I need to get someone to help me with this.
That happens. You have to like work your way in gradually.
Yeah, you can't just
probably
go
went
straight
a bit
in.
too hard.
That's probably what it is, man.
Yeah, you watching his Instagram.
Trust me.
And he's doing the same thing.
Them little like 20 seconds you see, that's all I do. That's some water on my face.
That's it. Let's talk Top Boy though. Let's talk the last time round. Because obviously we had the 6-year break. The anticipation's mad. Everyone's talking Drake's getting involved. It comes through. Do you get nervous at how people are going to receive it? Or by the time you're done shooting, are you like, nah, this is it? Sort of
now, Kane and I have some heavy conversations about this show.
Okay.
On set and after. Do you know what I mean? Throughout the editing process and whatever. We are very kind of driven by our core audience, what they will think about it and whatever. So that's really important to us. But I don't think it's like, I can't speak for Kane, but I don't think it's worry.
Okay.
It's more like we've just got we're obligated to make it, do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like what it is. We're obligated to kind of make sure that it keeps its core values that it did from the beginning. The essence is the same. And that's what we do every season, really.
Yeah. It's not nerves. But it's just, I think that bit of doubt or self-doubt is what I always have about every scene, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think that's what makes the scene, you know what I mean? I don't know. Wouldn't it be better if, maybe we shouldn't have done it like that? How could we fix this? Or how could we change stuff, you know what I mean? So that constant questioning is just...
refining sort of...
Yeah, that's like natural for man. And it's like, I think that's what helps the show be what it is. You know what I mean? But when it is out, what are you gonna say? It'll be too much.
I was gonna say a little bit of insight. This guy is like Scorsese, innit?
Yeah.
So what happens is I'll come in the morning, sit in my trailer. Someone will knock on it. Kane would like to see you. So then I have to go and have an hour discussion with this guy about a scene that he's rewritten. That he won't show me, but I won't show you what I've written. When we get on there, we'll do it live. You know what I mean? So we'll get into a scene, and this guy will just come with a whole monologue. New scene. But in his defense, some of those moments have been the most iconic scenes.
Okay.
And have made me step up my game.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying? Like some of the speeches he goes on with, that I'm like, first of all, I'm like, this is not in the script. You know, you're just looking, but I can't cut the scene right now, but this is not in it. But then by the end of it, I'm crying. I felt it so much like, this is deep. Do you know what I mean? So it's like,
man.
but those things elevate the show. And I guess that's what we, more than just being actors in the show, that's what we're bringing to the table is like our devotion to these characters. And that trickles down to the other actors as well. Do you know what I mean? They see how we are professionally, how we move over the show, how we move on set or whatever, and everyone kind of takes that on board as well. So that's why I think we get a well-balanced, authentic, real kind of experience that we get when we watch it.
I was actually going to ask about the younger actors that have come through as well. We get there, but on you speaking about that, what were some of, or maybe give me one, a favourite moment off camera and a favourite moment on camera from the last season? And are we calling it season 1 or what are we calling it? Season 1 or season
Netflix call the last season, season 1,
and
this one will be season 2.
So this one will be so from season 1, what was one of your favourite moments off camera and one of your favourite moments on, like one scene or?
I ain't got a favourite. This is not a favourite moment, but it's a funny and memorable moment. Remember when me, you, and Driss's character Sean was doing that scene in the car?
Go on.
Me and Ash in the car like we're doing a scene, and it's like we're talking, but it's like for the first 30 seconds or a minute, and then we're like in it, man, or whatever, and he's just. He was sleeping on, man. Sleeping in the back seat.
You're kidding me.
Mid-scene sleeping. We was like, this is not on. This is unbelievable. It weren't funny at the time, by the way. It wasn't like funny joke. No.
There was a little kick-off. Yeah.
But thinking about that is hilarious. So funny. But yeah, that's something I remember. What do I remember on screen last season?
Do you know what was it was an excellent scene? Was you and Champagne Jermaine.
Oh yeah, Champagne
when you
Jermaine.
first link. Is it outside the school?
Yeah, outside the school,
that
Jermaine.
conversation. Oh my God.
So that was an interesting one.
Because I know you two.
So Bashi, he actually told me he's a good mate of mine. Yeah, and we don't talk on set.
Okay, so when you're in character, you're in character.
Yeah, we might go to dinner on Thursday and film on Saturday and just walk past each other. Like,
so through the whole process.
But he started it on me. Like, I thought, okay, we're gonna like at least say good morning, walk straight past me. I'm like, oh, so it's this. Like, all right, I can do a bit of this. This is the zone I live in. Yeah, let's have this. Anyway, we come to do our first scene. Obviously, he was a part of the previous season, the previous one. And Nia DaCosta was the director at that time, and she kind of had it outside the school. She knew exactly where she wanted it because she knew what she wanted in the background.
Nice.
But it happened to be like on the edge of on the curb.
On the paper, yeah.
So we went there. They were like, okay, you stand here, Ash stand there. But I'm on the curb. He's on the road now, so it's giving us this much of a height difference.
Yeah.
And he's like, he stood on the curb, and she was like, no, can you move down a bit? Then he's like, he don't want to look up at me. And I'm looking down on him. And I'm letting him know, like, I'm looking down on him. So we're doing a scene and he's so unhappy with it, Then anyway, I was clocking him like halfway through. He's on his tiptoes. When we spoke about a month later, he said, my calves were hurting. He spent 3 hours on his tiptoes just to look me eye level and not look up at me. I said, you're taking this thing too serious.
He takes it very seriously, bro.
But that was a funny scene.
Yeah, that was a proper scene.
That's wicked,
like, the scene came out amazing.
Giggs was talking about that scene the other day. He loved that scene. Loved
proper
that
scene.
I watched Netflix season 1 all yesterday into today, even this morning in the cab coming in. So I just wanted to recap. So
have you watched it
again?
Things,
what, season 1?
Yeah.
No.
You don't watch it back?
I haven't watched it again either.
You don't watch it back?
I was thinking about doing it this week.
I watched Summer House.
Recently.
Oh, wow, I ain't done
about
that.
A month ago.
I don't think I could. I'll be like, why did I do that?
Bruv, it's just amazing. It's like, it's so dope.
Is it?
Yeah, so...
The energy
is just so... It's the rawest form of like... Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like sea moss that hasn't been soaked and blended. You know what I mean? It's like, proper.
That's it. Do you have a scene like you remember from last season? Or anything that sticks out? Because when I was watching, it was the one-liners that were getting me. Because you know when you watch, when you're not watching with everyone to see what happens and you're just soaking it in. Powerful lines in there, like the themes that you touch on and everything.
One scene I remember of yours was, I love it because the way it's shot when in Jamaica. When is it your cousin? You got him on your back.
Yeah.
And they like pan out. Like that was wicked.
That was a
But
dope.
the bit in the shop as well. When he shot the guy or whatever.
Yeah, that was deep.
Wicked
That was
shit.
deep. It was actually, it was a really good experience filming out there. But like carrying that guy, like literally, I had to carry him down this hill.
Yeah.
And the drone is like panning out. It's like a long shot.
Yeah.
And Ray had me do that about like 4 or 5 times. You know, to the point that you're like questioning, like, are you just taking the mic now? Because, it was a madness. But and he was heavy, believe it or not. Like, he was heavy, man. So, but yeah, that was like an iconic moment, like for Top Boy, I think. Kind of taking us slightly out of the world. Do you know what I mean?
I felt like the show grew at that moment.
Yeah,
The show had grown.
Yeah.
I hear you. That's a nice marker in the show. That's sick, man. And talking about growth, one thing I found interesting from just the Top Boy, the journey, seeing the young actors come in, and it's like I'm seeing stars being made in front of my eyes. A lot of people's first on-screen experience, and people just taking off the young actors that have come through, and everyone's just gravitated to around them because of the sort of culture we're in. What was it like seeing that? Because obviously you guys have been there both musically and in the TV and film space of the draft, like when no one's letting you in and you have to kick down the door. Now the doors are open and all these next crop of talents coming through. What was it like to see from your perspective?
It's amazing. It's like amazing. It's like one of the reasons why I love this show, like why I do it, is because there's always been that element to what we've done. Do you know what I mean? From the beginning, it's always been about like opportunity, breaking new talent, not taking stories from that community without investing in that community, so to speak. Do you know what I mean? And yeah, it's just continued to work that way. Look, the fact is, a lot of people that have come into the show that have never acted before and whatever, I've then gone on to be like, nah, I don't want to act anymore. Like, it's not what I wanted, you know what I mean?
Really?
Yeah, so like, you know, a lot of the original cast that you saw, you know, Malcolm, he played with Nell or whatever, like, he wanted to play football. He's like, nah, it's not for me. I'm going to do this or whatever. But then the ones that have...
And you got Jem, who, you know what I mean?
Jem, like...
Played it, he wants to do it. And then, you know, even like Letitia Wright and stuff from the beginning. You know, and then you got the... people in music that were maybe known for like the Sims, but not known in acting, and or the Daves, you know what I mean? Like just like new avenues for people.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, it's been brilliant. See, obviously, Michael, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Michael came into this, like, I think people would assume that he'd been acting for ages, but he'd done one show before this. Before that, he was doing like supporting artist work, like SA work and that. You know, and his whole situation is just... It's been life-changing for him. Do you know what I mean? Like, realistically.
100%.
Jasmine Jobson, you know, changed the game. Like, you know, so it's just amazing to kind of see how it benefits people and to, you know, to give people that opportunity to jump off.
And that's what we're supposed to be here to do. You know what I mean? What is it? Saving everything for yourself? No, it's about giving opportunity and to speak about the ones that happen on camera, even behind camera. You know, last season there was like a mentor scheme of like every director would have, you know, someone following them.
You had Kobe.
So Kobe was like following, I can't remember who last time, and Miriam.
It was Brady.
Yeah. And Miriam, she was following Anil on the last one, and now they're both directed episodes in this one. Miriam's done one, Kobe's done two. So it's actually not just for ticking boxes' sake, you know what I mean? Just to say we done some good thing. It's like, no, now they're gone on and have directed episodes in this new season. So it's something that they're actually putting into action. So it's like, I'm glad to be a part of a production that is, you know, sees that as the right thing to do.
Nah, that's very interesting to know. The reason I mentioned Kobe, I did a voiceover for one of his short films before he had like bust through the door. Yeah. So then to see his journey and knowing what he's doing now and stuff like that, I don't know much about the TV industry behind the camera, but it's good to know that these opportunities are available. And we have more shows like this, we can flex more creativity and stuff. So that's an important part of the show as well, man. I'm glad you mentioned that. Let's talk about your on-screen relationship, Dushane and Sully, yeah? How much of it is brotherly love and how much of it is we actually want to go on our different paths now, and what would we see coming in the show?
It's all growth. I think look, their relationship has always been touchy from the beginning, but I think it was slightly more defined in like the Summer House season, where Sully was the guy, do you know what I mean, that didn't think about things before he did it. He was the madman. Do you know what I mean? Deshane was the...
He was cleaning up all my mess.
Yeah, like, it was like, you know, you had that clear relationship. Whereas I think as we've grown, you start to see more of an emotional side of Sully.
Yeah.
And you start to actually see that Deshane is probably a bit more cold and heartless, even though he's not the one putting in the work, so to speak. Like, he has no real heart when it comes to family, friends, or whatever. He's quite a cutthroat person. And I think that's the relationship that needs to be ironed out, I guess, between them, is like, I guess that it's what are you doing this for?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Those are the questions that we're asking each other where you find us in the new season, is like, what is our motivation? Where does this end? Do you know what I mean? Like, what is this all for? And they find that they both got different paths that they want to go down, I guess.
Yeah, for sure. But that brotherly love is still there, although it's distant.
Okay.
You know, but it's still, you know, brother.
You can't erase your
You know,
memories.
Sully and Deshane, I always think of it as, you know, like, you might be pissed off with someone, yeah?
Yeah.
You might be talking about them or whatever. Nah, this one, he's an idiot, man. He's
Yeah.
And you got someone else in the room that says, yeah, innit? And you'll be like, bro, what are we talking about? you can't talk about him like that.
But I can.
I can. So he would like defend it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Deshane will come to Sully's defense, whether Sully's asked him or not, and Sully would probably do the same for Deshane, even if they weren't speaking. You know what I mean? It's just like, I can be angry with you, but no one else can.
Yeah.